All right, thank you, Todd. You know, communities across Maine are walking a financial tightrope right now, trying to keep public schools funded without pushing already stretched taxpayers to the breaking point.
So specifically in South Portland, that balancing act is getting even more complicated because now there's all kinds of confusion over the real size of the school budget gap, and voters are about to decide whether those numbers and the plan behind them even add up. So Leanne is here with a lot of math and let us know what's going on from South Portland this morning. Hey, Leanne.
Hey, good morning, Lee and Sharon. So last night, a member of the South Portland School Board presented the school budget again to the City Council. So just to give you some background, last month, the South Portland School District decided to close Kaler Elementary School. Leaders say that's something that they believe is necessary to balance the budget. So at the meeting, there was some confusion from residents and even counselors about what would residents actually be paying. So the overall proposed budget is about $76 million. Residents are looking at a 6% tax increase. Now, in the discussion last night, it was clarified that about $59 million of that proposed budget would actually be coming from residents if passed. Now, as the referendum votes gets closer, there was confusion about how it should be worded on that referendum.
I think that would be valuable for us to say this is what we're actually appropriating and what you will be taxed if you pass this referendum. Then we get to spend this much because the state adds on.
But if the number seems to be 75 or 76 and the real number is 59, that's just confusing. I mean, we're going to be as confused as I am right now, and I was paying attention.
Now, residents in South Portland can vote on the school budget referendum on June 9th. Live in South Portland this morning, Leanne Stapleton, News Center, Maine.
All right, Leanne, thank you. As organizations decide which candidates to support in the upcoming June primaries, some are considering ranked choice endorsements this year.
Yeah, political experts say this is a new trend. For instance, the Maine Education Association endorsed Shenna Bellows, Troy Jackson, and Dr. Nirav Shah in that order. The Maine Service Employees Association similarly ranked Jackson and Bellows first and second in that order. The Sierra Club picked 3 candidates to endorse equally: Bellows, Jackson, and Hannah Pingree. Some political experts say this approach to the election is strategic.
At worst, you'd wind up alienating somebody you want to work with later down the road. And at best, you're adding maybe a little fillip to somebody who you would have supported in any case. But we're seeing a lot more of the choice in this race to assume that it's going to result in better outcomes. And we'll see what happens.
Professor Schmidt says that because these ranked endorsements are so new, it's not clear if they are a one-off strategy or something likely to continue. So far, we haven't found any conservative-leaning groups or candidates that have taken this approach.
And if you want to learn more about ranked choice voting, the Secretary of State's office is hosting some free information sessions right across the state through the first week of June. First session is actually today. It'll happen in Biddeford at the MacArthur Library. That'll start at 5:30. You can also find more information on ranked choice voting by going to the Secretary of State's website.
Efforts to overturn the supplemental state budget could make it onto the November ballot. The Maine Secretary of State's office has released the language for the people's veto. It reads, quote, "Do you want to stop additional funding for state programs and services, more funding for schools, and tax changes by rejecting the state's 2026 supplemental budget?" If that petition receives enough signatures, voters will see the question on their ballots in the November election. Governor Mills signed the budget into law last month. The petition has to get more than 67,000 signatures by the end of July.
For months now, people in Camden have been advocating for the town-operated police department following the departure of its police chief. All this to prevent the town from outsourcing its police services to the local sheriff's office. News Maine's Brianna Bush has an update on where this effort stands and what voters in that town will be deciding next month.
Camden resident and business owner Stuart Smith helped spearhead a petition advocating for a town-run police department.
550 people signed the petition within a week.
It comes as the town weighs the future of the police department following the exit of its chief. Camden is contracting with the Knox County Sheriff's Office through June.
Do the people that live in Camden and vote in Camden and pay real estate tax in Camden, do they want to have a police chief?
a question many residents pushed to put on the ballot. However, after pushback from the town's attorney over legal concerns, it will move forward as a non-binding referendum.
It allows the select board to hear the voice of the people without making it a decree of what the town or select board is required to do.
At the most recent select board meeting, there was debate over whether the original language of the petition should go before voters or if it should be broken into 3 non-binding questions. Ultimately, the select board moved forward with 3 questions that will ask voters if they prefer a town-operated police department, a full-time police chief, or using an outside agency for police services.
We could use those questions to sense what the community's feeling is about the kind of law enforcement we have.
Select board member Chris Nolan opposed the change.
I was more in support of having the original petition. The way it was worded, 500 and some odd people wanted that original language.
At the same time, the town is still searching for a new police chief.
The chief of police would be hired hopefully in June.
Camden residents will make a vote on the non-binding police referendum on Tuesday, June 9th. In Camden, Brianna Bush, News Center, Maine.
Also in June, Camden voters will be deciding on 2 select board seats.